Welcome to YellBro Road. I am Jordan, and today we're going to watch Candace Owens respond to TPUSA, or at least one of the spokespeople, I guess, along with some other stories. But first, don't forget to share support. Hopefully, donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it's very much important, very much worthy of your time and money. It is. Do it. Read the fucking stories. They're not to fucking donate. Also, please look in that same description box for a link to a Discord, my Discord, the Discord we're in right now. You can show up. All opinions are welcome. You can be in voice call. You can be in just the text chats and all that shit. Just nothing pornographic or grotesque. That's it. You say whatever the fuck you want. And trust me, there's a lot of wiggle room for this, okay? Pause. And obviously everything I show you will be linked in that same description box for you to look at on your own. If you don't want to hear us yapping, talking, shitting on your favorite streamer, your favorite, political pop star, if you don't like that shit, go watch the stuff on your own, and hopefully bring your brain with you when you do. Use those critical thinking skills, right? You don't need a fucking creator to do that for you, so you should be able to go watch it on your own and be critically thinking while you're watching it, right, guys? Of course. All right. Before we get to the Candace talking to TPUSA, I'm gonna play this first because it's quite funny. And you see people like David Pakman, Ben Shapiro, holding hands in solidarity to tell us how bad social media is. I mean, I just love it. Let's hear this out. Here is mainly Ben Shapiro talking, although the frame is on David. What's his name? Pakman. Let's call him David Seaman right there. Anyways, here we go.
The algorithms are destroying America. This is my informed view.
Sounds like it should go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there we go. Don, look at us come together as soon as
Pause.
So the reason I say this is because
oh wow, look at that panel. Don Lemon, David Pakman, Ben. Aren't these guys supposed to be mortal enemies? What's going on here? I don't know who these two are. No offense to them, I just don't know who they are. Got the Reuters, bro, bringing these intellectual, political geniuses working together to, I guess, shut everyone else down. All right, here we go.
Look at us come together as soon as the reason I say this is because the TikTok and X algorithms in particular program for virality.
Yes.
And so they are programming for what is the strongest response, the strongest emotional response. Absolutely can be manipulated by outside actors. You've actually seen quite a bit of this on both TikTok as well as X. But people who are then in the real world use that as a substitute for polling. For example, so you see politicians, and if they get a lot of retweets, they think what they're saying is popular, and then they do more of it. And so you'll see it bleed over into the real world. Trends that you would never get if you just walked around and talked to normal humans suddenly start popping up when you talk around with normal humans because they've been watching it online and it's been really, really pushed. And so
well, if those people had brains and thought for themselves, they wouldn't be reacting to algorithms so much. But Ben's not going to give that answer because he wants you to join his side, watch his stuff. In fact, he might say, go watch David Pakman and Don Lemon stuff too, because that'll keep you in the bubble of what we do here, which is this left-right politics of neocon, neo-lib politics. The wars, we don't talk about the wars. They just happen over there somewhere. And everything else is about jobs and the economy and all that other shit. We don't want anything where people start caring about, I don't know, morality or, making every little thing important. We can't have that. So it's better if the two pillars of media is people like the Daily Wire and people like CNN. It's easier, right? You have Daily Wire, Fox News, all these fucking things, right? Mark Levin. And you have CNN, MSNBC, David Pakman. And if we keep things in that little bubble there, right there, they win, meaning the government apparatus wins. But if things start bleeding into other directions, we can't have that, can we? That needs to be, shut down. So, but, thankfully, not really that many people are into Ben Shapiro right now. Unless you're, 70-plus years old. Let's just be honest, right? Don Lemon, who the fuck is watching Don Lemon? I know he left CNN, right? Does his own thing now, but who the fuck is watching that guy? That's going to be the future of politics in this country or around the world. I don't see too many. And same goes with David Pakman. He's a lame. People don't like him. He's fucking boring. and he does lukewarm Democratic policy, Democratic Party talking points at best. At best. So, yeah, these lames are going to try to make you think that you should, like, oh, guys, this is not how real life works. We're telling you the real stuff. Follow us instead. Now, he might even say, like, don't worry don't follow us. But I think in actuality, he wants to go follow these type of people. Once again, for either team. Because if that becomes the standard, Ben wins, Don Lemon wins, David Pakman wins. And thus, the government apparatus wins. Here we go.
Well, when people say, how do we get back to normal, my first recommendation is to do something that actually is the opposite of what our industry should be saying, which is get offline. Like, actually turn off your phone and go to a place with actual human beings and have conversations with those people. And, this is where I make my non-religious pitch. Everybody needs a form of Sabbath. You should get off your phone on Friday night. You should get back on your phone on Saturday night and just be completely disconnected from everything that's going on and be in a place where everybody who is,
unless you can handle shit. Right?
Bonding over values and over shared things. That the more online we are, the more polarized we are. And I think that's been the opposite of the way that we viewed politics for
Yep, Jordan's still Jordan, regardless of online or offline. Now, if you can't do that as an individual, maybe you should get offline and go find yourself where you can be you in any fucking medium. Anyways.
Decades in the country. The more informed you are, the better the electorate's going to be. And it turns out that because our informational ecosystem is so polluted and because it is actually programming to the id inside all of us, what that means is that probably the more time you're spending on X or the more time you're spending on TikTok, maybe the less informed you are and also the more polarized you are and the more out of touch with reality you are.
That's true. People think that they live on, I have a producer who lives on Twitter. And every time I ask him for something, he goes to Twitter. And I said, do you ever do research other than Twitter?
Touch some grass.
What's funny is I'm watching this on Twitter.
But I do, it's interesting that, Ben, you say that because I do every single day. I tell people, because I go live at 10 and 5, and I tell them between that, they can be informed without being inundated. They can read. And until then, I tell them, until I see you at 5 o'clock, turn the TV off.
It's such a bullshit misnomer. It's such a bullshit misnomer. Like, oh, you'll be more intelligent if you just read books. If you turn the TV off. Like, no, yeah, if you're a dummy, guess what? You'll be a dummy reading books. You'll be a dummy on Twitter. You'll be a dummy watching TV or whatever. But if you actually work, like the thinking isn't just like, turn my brain, sit there and memorize what's being said to me. If you're actually engaging with what you're engaging with, right? Then, like, okay, your thoughts are actually working. Your mind's actually at work. Thus, you don't end up with the problems that these guys claim is happening. And mainly because they're losing badly, right? These guys are all fucking losing right now. They are. If things were working in their favor politically and popularity-wise, they're not saying this. They probably wouldn't say this. If they did, it wouldn't be a conference on it. It'd be like a couple words here or there. In my humble opinion, you think Don Lemon got on CNN and was like, "Hey, all right, guys, turn the TV off. You got to turn the TV off sometimes." Think he was fucking doing that? When Ben does his live show or whatever the fuck on Daily Wire or on YouTube, think he's saying, "Hey, guys, get offline," while he's doing a show? Come on. Maybe when he has a show, like maybe he has like a Friday show where it's like, all right, after this, I'm off. Right? I'm off for the weekend. Maybe at the very end of a Friday stream, he'll be like, hey, guys, maybe get offline for a little bit. But come back Monday, though. Come back Monday when I come back. Yeah. And David Pack was like, please give me money. Please. I don't care. No, guys, do not turn your shit off. Do not go offline. Keep your Cash Apps open. Your PayPal's open. Send me some Western Union, whatever. Send me some fucking money, please. Fuck my life. Little dweeb. Anyways, let's continue. Here we have Trump talking about Venezuela and Pete Hegseth and all this stuff. And once again, he doesn't, like, people are like, oh man, you can get in trouble for this. They're not taking it like they're going to get in trouble for anything. In regards to the double tap on boats in the middle of the fucking ocean. Where they blew up a boat, someone survived, they blew it up again. They killed the survivors. Anyways, here we go.
Mr. President, if the boat strikes, if it is found that that survivors were actually killed while clinging on to that boat? Should Secretary Hegseth, Admiral Bradley, or others be punished?
I think you're going to find that this is war, that these people were killing our people by the millions, actually, if you look over a few years.
Oh,
I think last year we lost close to 300,000 people were killed. That's not mentioning all the families. Have you seen what happens with the families of not only the people killed, the people that are trying to get their son or their daughter off of this poison that they've been fed? I think you're going to find that there's a very receptive ear to doing exactly what they're doing, taking out those boats. And very soon we're going to start doing it on land too, because we know every route, we know every house, we know where they manufacture this crap.
Because we built it.
We know where they put it all together. And I think you're going to see it very soon on land.
Because we built
also.
it.
Yeah,
So to be clear, you
So, actually, I'll let her finish her
support the
question.
decision to kill survivors after the initial
No, I
strike?
support the decision to knock out the boats, and whoever's piloting those boats, most of them are gone, but whoever are piloting those boats, they're guilty of trying to kill people in our country. Yeah, please.
Okay. So, just to add a little to this, Trump's very first operation, he killed an American little girl. I believe at the age of 9. His first operation as president in his first fucking term. If you fall for this, I mean, look at this guy. Look at him. Look at him. If you fall for this, holy Christ, what is wrong with you? Holy shit. Fuck. You have to look in the mirror and say, I'm fucking brainwashed. You have to really go that direction. This is what? So, Americans were in imminent threat of a blown up boat. The boat is blown up already, right? And Americans are still like, fuck, it's a threat against them. These guys clinging on to fucking life, hanging off of fucking, shards of a boat. I mean, if we didn't blow them up, I mean, they'd probably hop into that, currently on fire, burning boat and just drive right to America and start giving fentanyl away. Like, you have to be a fucking dope to buy that shit. Like, good fucking luck with tying your shoes in the fucking morning. Good luck if you're that stupid. Holy fuck. Good luck falling in love while being that brainwashed. Good fucking luck to you. You're gonna be watching from the back row. Your own life happened from the back row, bro. Instead of having up front seats. Anyways, let's go into the Candace stuff. Now, we did a little pop YouTube video yesterday, which was fun. It was a fun video. But the main video we played there was Timmy Pool. And people could take away from that, like, oh, Timmy's begging to be mentioned by Candace Owens in order to, in order to, like, boost his own stock, his own following, his own views, right? So we have this. So this is Timmy responding to Candace Owens, Jesus Christ, where someone clipped out a portion of Timmy here, where they're talking, and I'll play it for you here. I'll play it for you.
I think this will get a response.
I mean, these guys are just full on.
I don't think our show generates enough buzz for her to mention.
Oh, I disagree. I think she has a lot of respect for you, and I think she knows
I don't think she does.
The show is very important, and I think this will get a response. I mean,
maybe.
But is that why you're doing this? You want a response? Huh.
Response on what?
About the Charlie Kirk stuff and TPUSA. Now, this guy, I think Candace respects you. I don't think she does. I think she looks at you like, oh, who's this little fucking gum at the bottom of my shoes? Like, you're not in my world, bro. I'll run you the fuck over. And in fact, I don't even need to. I'll just ignore you, or not ignore, but like just give you like little, throw a couple shit at you and then move on in my life. But here we go.
The thing is, like, we were looking at that story, talking about how much money she made. There's Twitch is a big problem right now with bots. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why people buy bots, to make their viewership look bigger. We're not going to get, so right now, what do we have? We got we're split between Rumble. We have 46,000 concurrent viewers, which is, it's actually really good because 4 years ago.
That is, I don't know why he brought up bots like that and then said this right after, but that is insane that this idiot gets 46,000 concurrent viewers. That is insane to me. Once again, they're not very good on information. They're not very funny. They're not very charismatic. I think all they have is kind of namesake. And I think that maybe this Candace thing that Timmy's trying to get himself in, which you'll see very soon, is trying to keep that namesake going. Meanwhile, like the actual product is, if you show up, it's just an empty warehouse, right? It's is that the Great Gatsby? Is that thing? Maybe not. I'm trying to think of like a story where like a guy's like wearing all the nicest gear, all the nicest outfits, driving fancy cars around, and you show up at their house and just fucking empty. Just empty, nothing there. That's Timmy's product. Like he gets mentioned by Joe Rogan or whoever the fuck, right? He gets mentioned by famous people, Alex Jones, whoever the fuck. And then when you actually show up to Timmy's show, you see an empty fucking warehouse with no substance to it at all. I mean, none. At best, you maybe get like a guest or something that shows up that has something to say, to some degree. But typically, if it's just Timmy and his crew, there's nothing here, bro. It's an empty fucking vat. Anyways, because like the Trump stuff died down, right? He had oh my god, the left has gone insane. I think I'm going to support Trump. I think I am. Now we have Trump, and it's once again another empty shell of politics you're getting there, right? You're getting no real substance, and in fact, they're doing harmful things. We just went over some of them, right? Or at least one of the cases. All right, here we go.
When we were in the off season after the 2020 election, we were averaging about 27,000 concurrent viewers. So the show has grown, its consistency, and all these things. I don't need to bot or buy views or do anything like that because honestly, I don't really care.
There's some evidence that you might
number 10, number 100.
I think you do care.
People don't understand that Candace has one really big show she does every day, and it's big. She people really like it. That's great if they like it, whatever. And so you'll hear in the press about how she's so big.
Happy for her. Yeah, whatever.
Well, actually, across the board, I'm pretty sure we get equal to or more views than she does. As a company, I've got 4 different shows of different subject matter, and then we've got audio side, then we've got the other shows. So
now I have observed this phenomenon, and I remember when Timmy started doing that, he'd have like 3 different channels going at once. He'd do like 5 for each fucking channel or something like that, and he'd get a certain amount of views. He'd do like 300,000, 200,000, something like that, right? And if it's a bigger topic, he'll get a little bit more views or a lot more views. Others will have a little bit less, right? But it did ultimately seem like it's the same people showing back up over and over and over again because the views stayed in such a range where it just seemed like this must be the same motherfuckers watching the same videos, on each of these channels. And actually, I think he kind of took that technique from gamers. Gamers do that. Pop YouTube gamers do that shit, right? And I watch a decent amount of gamers, right? You'll have their main channel, and you'll have their second channel, then you'll have their live stream VOD channel. And it's like, but the live stream is already on your regular channel, right? Your live stream's already on the regular channel, so why do we need there's already a VOD for it on your main channel. But they're like, no, let's make a VOD channel like strictly for live stream. Like that which means they're like downloading their own live streams and posting them on these VOD channels. Why? Because it increases money. Imagine you do a live stream getting a certain amount of views. Then you upload the live stream on a separate channel, and then people show up to go watch that too. You basically, if the same amount of people show up, you doubled your money. You doubled your ad revenue. I think Timmy saw that. I was like, damn, that's a good fucking business model. Let me copy that. But anyways, either way, whatever. Let's just continue. I don't know where Timmy's going with this. Let's hear him out. Here we go.
I think if I were to stop doing 5 different shows and just do one, I don't think I'd get as many views as Candace, but I think I'd probably get like 60-70%. Whereas
I think your views would slightly go up. Slightly. Because if you're a Tim Pool fan on Timcast, and you're a Tim Pool fan on Timcast IRL, you're probably already watching all these things. So when you mush them together, you're probably just getting the same people, right? The only uptick would be from your live streams, right? Or people that only watch you when you're live. They don't watch your regular videos. They just watch you only your live streams. Moving all of those guys into one arena, you'll get an uptick from the live viewers for sure, but not as much as I think Timmy thinks or is selling us right now. Because I think it's the same people just watching over and over again, and there's probably let's be real, probably some bot activity. At the very least, his early days, there's probably some bot activity that boosts him up in the first place, and then now he might have some more real viewers. But there's still some decent speculation that I've heard, at least, in regards to him having some bot farming things going on, and maybe some government assistance in regards to that as well. Timmy welfare, if you want to call it that. All right, here we go.
Tim Castello does about 500,000, and she does like 2. If I stopped doing all the other shows, the viewers would concentrate around one show or whatever. My point is, there's a handful of it's you have to break down total viewership per company per view. So it's like her show's really big, but it's one hour-long show per day, right?
Yes, Timmy, but not even close. I'm sorry. Even if you get 40,000 concurrent viewers, Candace is getting 150,000 concurrent viewers. You're not in the same realms, bro. Once again, when you see certain comments, it just screams bot-like shit anyways, to me at least. But whatever, let's move on. Now, Candace has a response to with Timmy's whole thing with bots and all that stuff, which I don't think is that relevant. I mean, she says, "Love this challenge. I have never used bots, nor have did what? I never used bots, nor did we spend a single dollar on advertising." Okay. We also took $0 from investors. Okay. I'm not even gonna read that because it's more so Timmy's looking for responses from her. You could hear it in the audio right there, and you can see his verbal responses. "We never said you use bots. It's a fake post. We were talking about Twitch having." See, he's like trying to start like a thing. "Fake news, fake post." It almost smells like he's trying to do that. But we were talking about Twitch having bot problems and how people boost their shows to get status and claim high rankings, which has happened, right? And I've consistently explained that your show is appealing to larger audiences and women as it's dramatic and emotional. See how he's like, you're trying to play the Candace game, but Candace is going to run you. Like, you can't do sneak dissing, bro. You can't do it with Candace. I mean, people can do that with Candace, but Timmy can't. He is a bot. He can't do it. He can't do shit talking. He can't project anger. He's horrendous. He is horrendous, right? His idea of being like edgy or racy is, say fuck maybe once or twice in a week. That's his idea of being an edgy creator, punk rock skater guy. Yeah. He ain't got it, bro. He ain't got it. Either way, Candace responded to that and said, "Hey, Tim, so you might not be aware, but the amount of time you've been dedicating to reacting to my show is coming across a bit emotional and dramatic." Now, I showed you all that. Some people will be like, "Oh, that's irrelevant." The reason I showed that is to get to the next thing, which is one of the cringiest things I've ever seen in my life. Here's Timmy's response to this tweet from Candace, where she says, "Hey, Tim," right? "Say my name, Candace." This guy's a fucking loser. He's a loser. What the fuck? "Say my name, Candace," and you see in the caption, "Hey, Tim." Now, does Timmy mean like on the show, like say my name on your show so that someone will look me up? Please, 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 please say my name, Candace, please. It's like, you fucking loser. Oh, fuck. Now, listen. I don't know exactly what Timmy means by this. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe it's an inside joke. Maybe it's something from the podcast. Who knows? The point is, I want to live in my own reality right now and look at it as a desperate plea. Say my name, please, Candace. Say my name. I can't help it. And he posted this. Another thing I'm like a little confused by. I mean, I get some of the references here, right? The $7,000 or like this looks like a hack thing. Right? Like remember the little thing Netanyahu meeting with social media influencers and saying, "Oh, $7,000 per post." Right? You can see right here, bill to the Jews, 1234 Example Street. Right? I don't know what he's. I don't get it. Like, did you get hacked or something? Like, what is this? Because that's something that makes you look bad. Now, or okay, here's another possibility. Is it Candace saying things on her show where she's like, "Oh my God, the Zionist paid influencers," and she says something like kind of bland or kind of non-descriptive in a way, like just vague, right? Does she say something like that? And then Timmy's like, "That's me, isn't it? Say my name, Candace. What are you afraid to? Say my name." Meanwhile, she's like, "Who are you?" Sorry, that's the way I wanted to. Like, the way I wanted to go down. That'd be just hilarious. Like, who the fuck are you? Anyways, let's keep it moving. I spent way too long on this shit, but hey, listen, I talk a lot. It is what it is. I love the sound of my own voice. Forgive me. But here's something that's actually last thing before we get to the Candace video. Here's something that, once again, it's brought up by a little fuckface loser that runs around with Timmy Pool, I believe. I think he's best buddies with Timmy Pool, or one of Timmy's buddies, and he usually does like pop culture and culture war shit, right? But nonetheless, a point was made, and I have to look at it. Here it is. It's by this fuckface named Jeremy at the quartering. I think his name's Jeremy. Because, by the way, you know how Candace was fearing for her life and had to shut down the show? Well, she couldn't have been that scared. She was taking fan selfies at Dollywood this weekend when she was in hiding. I guess she didn't mention that on her #1 podcast. They come off as like kind of like a little jelly, huh? But nonetheless, like that is worth bringing up, right? Like, yo, isn't there like a French assassination team looking to take you out, and you're out here taking selfies with fans? What the fuck?
So hiding was to go to a very public place.
Well, why would you even risk that? Why would you even do that? Right? There's no reason to do that.
So if assassins were coming after me, I'd go to Disney World. It makes a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't.
Exactly.
It's like Charlie got killed at a popular main event thing, right? Where there's a lot of people. And in fact, so many people, you don't know what the fuck actually happened except for what the FBI is trying to tell us, right?
I told you, she scheduled her vacation a year ago. She just needed to have a way of getting to where people wouldn't be bothering her. But I guess she still had to do some selfies.
It's basically like, "Hey guys, I'm right here." It's like, yo, don't. I thought the French people, the French, Israel, whoever the fucks want to kill you, man. That's worthy of shit. Like that's worthy of bringing up. Granted, I don't think it's coming from the goodness of the quartering's heart. I think it's a way to like knock her down a peg so you can get more followers or get more views or more whatever the fuck, more fandom. But then you have this Mel lady. Now, this is interesting because don't ask me why. I've not heard this person speak. This village crazy lady, right? I've not heard her speak, but for some reason, man, I don't know. My intuition says she's not just some full of shit artist. That's just a far away intuitive guess from far away. Do not take that as legit. If you think like, no, this Mel lady's absolutely corrupt. She's full of shit. Please go for it. Like, let it fly. This is not me saying she's 100% legit. Which a lot of people do that with me for some reason. Like, oh, but you said this. Like, make sure you're listening to the words I'm saying. I'm not saying she is legit. I'm saying my intuition, a feeling, a thought in the back of my head, like, oh, this might be a sweetheart lady, for all I know. Or full of, she could be full of shit. But I, once again, have not watched a fucking video of this lady talking. Not heard her voice before. Don't even really know what she looks like. All I've seen is this tiny little picture over here. No idea what the fuck this person is. Just something about, I don't know. But once again, either way, this is a stupid fucking response from this Mel Village crazy lady person. First off, she wasn't in hiding. She took the week off. It was literally Thanksgiving weekend. Does that matter? Wait. Is that the case? Isn't Candace's thing like urgent message? Right? I brought this up. Wasn't a thing that says urgent?
I guess you're right. It was Thanksgiving week, wasn't it?
Yeah, but where's the shit at?
November 25th. That's the day she said it was.
Okay.
When
fair.
she wrote the little confirmation receipt thing is November 25th.
Okay, so she doesn't directly say because of the threats, but she says our show will be off air this week. As an update, both the White House and our counterterrorism aid, like she's talking about someone trying to assassinate her, right? Talking about someone trying to assassinate her after she says our show will be off air for this week. Why wouldn't you add like we'll be off air because it's Thanksgiving week? Why wouldn't you do that? Right? It's like purposely vague for the sake of like even dumb fuck Timmy saw that she was doing that. That's what this screams too, right? Where's the original shit? Where she's like urgent, yada yada yada. I have it here. Right? She's been talking about French, fucking hit squads, right? All this time. And then she's like, we'll be off the air this week. Also, right, this is the urgent message. That's in French, my bad. Wrong one. There you go. Urgent. 2 days ago, I was contacted by a high-ranking employee of the French government. Right? And that's the whole thing about the threat against her life. So thus, I think even the dumbest amongst us would put two and two together, as in, you took a week off because you need to deal with the security problem, right? Because people are saying they want to kill you, right? Candace? So it doesn't matter if, like, I don't know, like, that's just stupid to fall for, right? That's dumb.
Bro, she just had a normal Thanksgiving and all her family came over and didn't want to be bothered.
Yeah, well, there's a French death squad looking to take her out. She went to Dollywood when she claims, with what she calls receipts and evidence, there's a fucking death squad after her. What the fuck?
She didn't want to be bothered when she was at Dollywood. She wanted to be like a normal citizen. Was she wearing like a hat? I can't tell on that picture.
Yeah, she has a hat on. But, like, come on.
So she can cover her face so she can be a normal person. When she's in public.
You couldn't put Dollywood off for a little bit just to, like, make sure you find out who, make sure you, like, solve this case of Candace Owens assassination. Like, come on. That's so stupid. And that, in fact, it gets dumber. Watch this. Secondly, going to an amusement park that implements a 100% security check on every person there is probably one of the safest things she could have done with her family. What? Wasn't an ex-president and presidential candidate, Donald Trump, doesn't he have the maximum security? And yet someone got a shot off and could have actually killed him. Once again, I'm not going with the conspiracies at all. I'm just saying, like, on the surface, they could have killed him, right? How does that happen? In a crowd full of people with security checks, there's literal snipers on the roof. Does Dollytown have, what's it called? Dollywood have that?
Didn't
Come
have
on, son.
TSA agents. They solve it all.
Come on. Who do you guys play stupid? Wait, oh, sorry. Why do you guys play stupid all the time like this. It's like, that's not stupid. Like, I'm sorry. She said all this stuff, and they did all this fucking... In fact, they'd be working with the FBI, wouldn't they? If these French legionnaires and one of the Israeli, I guess, assassins, if this team took out Charlie Kirk, or sorry, if there was a team where legionnaires and Israelis and whoever the fuck was part of assassinating Charlie Kirk, that would mean the FBI is involved. That mean our government's involved.
Look, security of Dollywood would never let the FBI pass the gate without disarming the FBI.
I mean,
they would never do that.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So the best answer that, like, these are dumb answers from this crazy lady. Sorry, village crazy lady. I'm not trying to actually diss her on that. But at the same time, it's like, come on, Candy. There's no fucking way, dude. Like, yeah. There's no way you can make this make sense.
They're acting like it's prison where the cop has to turn his gun into a certain locker while in the prison or jail.
It's like, do you think some like special assassin motherfuckers are gonna walk through the front entrance with all their guns on them and shit, bro? Like, come on.
I'm saying that is not how they part and treat cops. No. Yeah, come on in. If you're here, you have your gun with you.
Listen, the best possibility of an answer they could have is that Candace is so braveheart that she don't give a fuck. You know what? I'm gonna enjoy time with my family. No one's scaring me from doing that shit. I'm gonna go out and do things anyways. That's the best answer you can come up with. It's the best you can come up with. She's so braveheart that she's like, fuck it, I'll do it. I'm gonna live my life the way I want to live my life. No one's gonna scare me from going to Dollywood, bro. That's the best you can come up. That's the best you can get for me. Because if you actually care about your security in that sense, like, there's no way you fucking do that. And once again, she's taking pictures with strangers. That could be reconnaissance for fucking... If there's like some sort of professional group trying to take you out, right? That could be reconnaissance. Why wouldn't they be able to just track? Let's say they don't even know where you live, right? I'm sure they'd be able to get that if they wanted to, right? But let's say they didn't know. Guess what? They can just follow you home now. Now they know where you live, like straight up. You know your movements, your locations. You're taking selfies with random motherfuckers, bro. Was Candace like walking around looking for French accents? Or looking around for French accents and yarmulkes. Is that what we're doing here? Is she walking up to people like, yo, eat this bacon? If you don't eat it, can't trust you.
Well, that's only half the trust, too, because the French eat bacon.
You gotta offer them something. What would you offer them?
Chips.
Offer them Italian bread instead of a baguette.
No, if a French person eats English food, you know that's a fucking spy.
You gotta offer them, like, they're probably insulted by the word French fries, right? They're probably insulted by that. So, but hey, do you want some French fries? If they flinch, be like, gotcha, bitch. Take the picture. All right, enough joking. Let's get to this. Here is Candace, where she's actually going to. The big story here is that she accepts, I believe, an invite from TPUSA, and where they're going to sit down, and I guess it's going to be a content extravaganza. I'm sure it'll be behind a paywall. I'm sure I'll be copyrighted if I even cover it. But either way, this is the news. Candace going on TPUSA to have a discussion / debate / whatever. A moment of clarity. And this is going to be the video where she accepts that, I guess, challenge, and also responds to some of these guys' questions or their own responses to Candace, right? But here we go.
All right, you guys, it's happening. It's happening. Everybody stay calm.
It's happening.
After yesterday's episode where we went kind of for the jugular with Turning Point USA because really I think everybody in the entire world, has had enough with the non-response, trying to move on, trying to gaslight us, not answering basic details. So we just went for it. And guess what? Turning Point has moved to formally respond to all the things that we have said. And after a very long diatribe in which they wildly misrepresent the public and global investigation of Charlie Kirk's assassination, they at long last issued a public invitation or a challenge. I'm not sure what it is, but I accept. Okay? Quite literally, all we have ever asked for were sensible answers to our basic questions about what transpired on September 10th. And it looks like we're going to get those things. So major, major win. I am excited. Also, later on in the show, what I have for you is The Game, whose rapper is releasing a song that is entitled The Assassination of Candace Owens. And I have more questions. I've got questions. Am I allowed to have questions? Welcome back to Candace.
No. You're fake soulful church shit. Skip that. Now before I hit play here, yeah. Oh fuck. Now we were saying this, if you followed this channel that was watching not every Candace video, but a decent amount of them, where we're like, man, are you squeezing people for information? Meaning you're just like kind of halfway throwing out allegations against them to where if they don't answer, they're kind of looked at as guilty by your audience. Right? But, you know, if they respond and they're like, oh, these guys are trying to help. These are good guys. Leave them alone. Is it possible that Candace did that with TPUSA? Just baited and threw shit at them and heck, they're not answering my questions, huh? They're not answering my questions. Granted, she won't say she'll say the public's questions, right? Probably narcissistic tendency if you want to just be real about it. Sorry, Candace fans. Like, you have to, if you're not noticing these things, like, Lord help you. But yeah, she's basically squeezed them for information, right? Now she'll be a part of the biggest podcast of the year, I would assume, right? The first were her Charlie Kirk things, right? But this one will be even bigger because she'll be on TPUSA. Although there will be a French assassination team sitting on the outside with a Dixie cups against the wall, listening in on the conversation, obviously. But
it's
yeah,
it's gonna be an hour long, and 30 minutes of it is gonna be them telling each other how each other are.
Listen. Candace Owens fans, or just people curious about Candace Owens and watch her content that happen to find my video, I beg you, do not forget about the French assassination team. Do not get rid of that narrative. Do not forget about that. All right? And if you start seeing Candace at random public events and doing this, doing that, doing touring, whatever the fuck, or showing up at TPUSA, right, with all the implications she's said about them, just keep in mind, like, have that question in the back of your head. But what about the French assassination team? What happened to them? Don't forget it, because Candace has a tendency to go over some certain stories and then forget about it and move on. But like, they should play a role in her future content, but it kind of disappears a bit. Like RFK being blackmailed by Israel, right? Look at all the pictures with Rabbi Shmuley and RFK Jr. Look at all the pictures of them. He only showed us one picture that I saw. I'm sure he's been around more than that.
When he openly supports Israel, but
yeah,
he's blackmailed.
And openly admits to being in some weird sexual situations with people, right? But somehow he's sexually blackmailed. But whatever. The point is, don't let the assassination thing go away. Do not let the French Legion, whatever the fuck, narrative go away. Keep it in mind, because I view it as possible that maybe that story tries to get disappeared by Candace by just not talking about it anymore, right? But all right, let's continue. Here's Candace.
What can I say other than we went max? Pause, reflect. I'm proud of everybody. I'm proud of the world. Every single person who was in my inbox giving me tips, the people inside of Turning Point USA who were leaking, the donors that wrote public letters, the donors that didn't write public letters but sent us messages encouraging us to keep going. Today feels like a win, because guess what? It forced Turning Point USA to finally respond, and that was the entire point, okay? That has been the point of refusing to let up even 1 second in this investigation. They wanted to simply be able to eulogize Charlie Kirk at a big memorial event, and then they wanted us to simply move on. And we didn't do that, okay? So,
Candace,
yeah,
you
we
said
should
things you
celebrate
can't take back
the
now.
fact that we kept up the pressure, that we insisted that we have answers, that even in this tremendous culture of ADHD and everyone's constantly being distracted by their iPhones, that we kept the focus, okay?
But what if you go there? Are you going to be like, is she going to exonerate them even if she gets no answers to like the actual questions she's actually brought up before? Like there are some significant questions that let's be fair. People were saying anyways, regardless of Candace Owens, people were asking these questions like, yo, why'd this guy move like this? Why'd this happen? What was your security like? Like, what's going on here? Right? It's almost like, once again, forgive me if I'm wrong, but if this is strictly about Candace, just having it all comes down to if Candace gets to ask questions, then it's like, we're already wrecked at that point, in my humble opinion. I hope that's not the case, but it very much could be. But here we go. I'll shut up, guys. I'm sorry.
Turning Point is going to commit to a live streamed event where they are apparently going to answer all of these lingering questions. And I would say these were pretty basic questions right out of the gate. Why they didn't do that right out of the gate, nobody knows. We can hear them, their explanation for why they didn't in just a moment, because they sent Blake Neff out. Blake Neff, by the way, is the producer of the Charlie Kirk Show. Now he is kind of the rotating talent of the Charlie Kirk Show. He was already featured with Charlie on the show, so that's not unusual. But I think we probably anticipated that Andrew Colvett, who is the TPUSA spokesperson, would have been the person to deliver this message. Maybe in theory, that should have been his job. Maybe he's traveling. The point is, we got Blake Neff, and I want to say, just to reiterate, that I have always maintained that whatever is going on at Turning Point USA, I have not felt that Blake Neff is one of the bad guys, okay? I just have never gotten that particular vibe from him. I believe that when he speaks, he believes that he is telling the truth. And maybe that's why they want him in front of the camera. He's been the only person that has been responding in a way that feels even remotely authentic when he defends the actions of Mikey McCoy on that day. I sense that he believes that he is telling the truth. Anyways, let's listen to what Blake Neff had to say in its entirety. It's not going to feel organic. Obviously, he's reading from a piece of paper. This has probably been reviewed 12 times by many different lawyers because that's how. And
you're not live, most likely.
Organizations and companies, but I don't fault him that. We'll pause at certain moments because I do want to be able to respond throughout it. It's a bit long,
but
I
pay
want
attention
to
see if
give
Candace
them
is
my
live.
platform, as I always have made that
Add it
offer
to the
to.
mix.
So here is Blake Neff.
Ever since Charlie's murder, Candace Owens has leveled a flood of allegations against people at Turning Point USA, people at Turning Point Action, and people who work for this show. She's made them against some of Charlie's closest friends and against some of his most dedicated employees.
Yes.
She has suggested that Michael McCoy, Charlie's chief of staff, knew Charlie would be murdered, was happy that he died, and stayed silent because he was told he would be the next Charlie. She has suggested Michael is not his real name. It is. I have seen his birth certificate myself. She has called it suspicious that Mikey's wife, who works at Turning Point, helped plan the campus tour event where Charlie was murdered, which she didn't, by the way. She doesn't work on campus events.
Okay, so first and foremost, I actually never said that she helped plan the event. I said it was suspicious that Mikey McCoy's wife, that we never found out who did plan the event, that was one of the answers that we wanted to know. And I said that she works in events, still was not clear on what happened. Regarding Mikey McCoy, I think the entire world believes that his actions are suspicious because we have eyes, and you don't get to wiggle out of that by pretending that us playing the words of his own father, Rob McCoy, who I think is highly suspicious in all of this. He has a suspicious background. We played his own words as he tried to sanitize someone who spent time in prison for being a sexual deviant, right? For trying to take photos of young girls. I don't think he's a good guy, and you're not going to make us forget those things because you are trying to pretend like Mikey's actions were totally normal that day. They weren't. That's why I didn't make the public feel that way, okay? I may have voiced how they felt, which everyone else is refusing to do, but I do believe that Mikey McCoy should have to answer for who he had on the phone right when the shot went off. So, yeah, his own father, is the one that spoke about Charlie's notebooks and spoke about how Mikey McCoy was talented. And it was Mikey McCoy who then jumped on Liberty University's stage for an event that was scheduled for Charlie Kirk. So there you go. That's our perspective. And I'm going to stand by it. Let's keep it rolling.
Now, Candace, you don't even need, like, if you got an invite, right? Then you show up. And if you're being genuine and real about this, there are only a couple simple fucking questions to ask. Pretty simple. I would start with the 30-06 story, right? I'd start with that. Granted, they may not have an answer for that one, right? Because, like, or they can have an escape route, if you will. Like, oh, it's FBI shit. Like, that's not us. That's them over there. They have to investigate. Or if we have witnesses on our team, we can't say anything because, we're part of this criminal case, right? The guy's still hasn't even been prosecuted yet, right? Has he even been, like officially? I think he's been officially charged, maybe, right? Has he been? I don't know. Either way, they could just tie it up in legal things. Yeah, Taylor Robinson, right?
Yes, he's been arrested.
No, charged, I mean, like actually charged. Like in front of a court, you were charged with this.
Yes, he's had an arraignment.
Okay. But either way, they can use the legal excuse. Wait, you don't know you're saying? Or
I'm not sure now that you say that.
I'm not sure
I know
either.
He's in custody for more than 2 months.
I saw some preliminary stuff, like I visually watched it myself, but was there?
That's an arraignment.
I'm not sure there was a charge though. No, like preliminary in regards to like, hey, what can we do with the media? Are we allowed to? Or sorry, is there like a gag order on certain things for the sake of the case and all that stuff, right? But I don't know. Personally, either way, they can use that excuse of, it's some sort of legal lawyer stuff's happening, so we can't just say that answer, right? With the 30-06 thing. But I would test the water with that one. Like off rep, I would test the water with that one. Then you can go into TPUSA themselves, because good luck explaining what the fuck that Mikey McCoy guy was doing. What, a gunshot goes off, he covers his ears, according to Andrew Colvin, and walks away. Like, turns his back on where a gunshot potentially came from. Like, that's not normal, dude. I'm sorry. That is not normal at all to me. Even if you're in complete shock, I don't understand that behavior. Right? One story was that he went right onto the phone without dialing it, just went on the phone and covered his other ear up because of all the screaming and noise. The other idea was that he just plugged his ears, right? That's what Andrew Colvett said. Like, oh, he's covering his ears because it was loud noises. Like, well, he already heard the loud noise, first off, with the gunshot. And then he turned his back and impaired his hearing. He impaired his hearing by turning his back, and his sight by turning his back and covering his ears. That makes no fucking sense to do. In that scenario, even if you're fucking scared as fuck, right? I could see someone like fucking curling up in a ball, like, oh my god, like covering their ears, like, oh, this is so tragic, oh my god. But this guy walked away like with purpose. Like he looked like he had purpose walking away. And yes, he was walking. Everyone else was. I saw people ducking and running around. It was maybe a tight space, but people were still ducking and like kind of moving as fast as they could in different directions. Like I saw people like looking around, like, where the fuck was that? Where'd that come from? I don't want to get fucking shot. But this guy walks like in line of sight where the fucking bullet came from. If you saw Charlie get hit, right? He's walking right in that direction where that little tarp behind it, like behind Charlie, a bullet can easily go through that fucking thing. Why would you walk in line with that? Too much of it doesn't make sense. And that's one amongst other questions you can ask TPUSA in regards to all of this. But if Candace, once again, if she goes there and she goes for the most fucking, extravagant fucking question that requires all these different details and all this, loop-de-loops of fucking questions, like, then I think we're getting played at that point, right? Everyone's getting played at that point. So I would say, Candace, if you're genuine about this, at the very least, start Very, very simple questions. Very, very simple. And if the answer isn't good enough, you scrutinize it and, critical thinking and I rip the question apart, start digging through like, okay, well, how is this the case? How'd this happen? What the fuck is this? Right? Then you pull like shit out of your bag. But initially, ask simple fucking questions. But all right, let's continue. Here we go. I know I don't matter. It's about Candace and TPUSA. I understand, guys. Shut the fuck up. It's my show. Here we go. It's gonna hurt
Candace
someone's
has suggested the Utah Valley University event was unusual, and its details suggested a, quote, inside job.
It was unusual. That's a fact. And you can quote me on that because I worked for Turning Point USA and I went on every tour since 2019. And typically those events are decided at least the semester before. This came together very quickly. It is unusual. And I don't know why you think that you are going to be able to disprove that notion when I have the emails to support that claim. Let's keep it rolling.
She has claimed that foreign aircraft have followed Erica Kirk around the country and that Turning Point has lied about this happening.
Definitely never said Turning Point lied because you never responded.
Yeah, but you imply things, Candace.
So that doesn't actually make any sense. And this is why it's not good to have lawyers write things out because sometimes they're not so detail oriented. What we did was we showed at first that when I plotted these strange Egyptian jets that they were following Charlie. And that was a concern because I wondered if they were tracking Charlie. We then obviously realized that they were tracking TPUSA faith events and that many more times they were following and perhaps tracking Erica. You should be concerned about that. We find it odd that rather than being concerned or trying to get answers to why a foreign military jet would be on the ground during a time when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, you're upset with us for asking questions about these jets. Let's keep rolling.
Now, once again, to be fair, Candace, the way you talk implies a lot more. Once again, language isn't just language, right? There's you saying words out loud, but then there's your body language and what was that? Huh? What's that? Which can imply that someone could be a part of something. And I'm pretty sure you've done that with TPUSA and Mikey McCoy and what's his name? Rob McCoy, the pastor dad. Like you've implied these things. Don't throw a stone and hide your fucking hand. You did. Just stand on it though. Don't bullshit around. Then again, someone will fall for this. All right, here we go.
Has accused us of lying about Charlie wanting Erica to take over for him if he died.
Never happened. That is not a quotation. That is just them saying that. So let's keep rolling.
She has suggested Charlie's security team intentionally denied him first aid after the shooting to ensure that he died.
When you say suggested, it means that they are interpreting my words. What I said is another fact. They did not issue him first aid. When he fell down, there was nobody who pulled out any gauze and tried to stop the bleeding. And they've admitted to that. In a sit down with Sean Ryan, Brian Harpole said it was because of the severity of the injury. I'm sorry again that we noticed something that stood out as unusual given the expertise and the amount of money that he was paying that supposed to be an elite team. Let's keep rolling.
Once again, to be fair, and this is what should happen, honest to God. If they have this conversation, they should do it for real. But I'm sorry, audience, we're probably not going to get that. You're probably going to get a more cinematic TV interview style looking thing, rather than let's play. Hey guys, let's go over this. Let's play the tape and look at this shit. Let's look at it in slow motion. Let's play it in reverse. Let's look at every fucking angle we can. Also, let's play parts of Candace's podcast and see if she is implying anything when she says something. But something tells me that's not going to happen because they don't care about you or truth, in my humble opinion. But we'll see. Here we go.
She has raised suspicions about the head of our technical team because he took an SD card out of a camera. She has spread absurd claims that Tyler Boyer, who we just had on the show, sexually abuses male interns.
Shit.
Okay, so yes, the SD card thing is unbelievably suspicious. It's not something that you would do. Neither would you just run up onto a grassy knoll and record yourself. Again, these are unusual actions. And rather than trying to pretend like it's normal to record a selfie video of yourself and to prematurely announce that somebody is dead, maybe you should answer why all of that took place, because you guys told lies about, verifiable lies about why that took place. Because don't forget, Andrew Colvett sat next to you and said it was because people were stealing. If people were stealing, you probably would want to grab the very expensive cameras and not the SD card for an event that was being live streamed. Regarding Tyler Boyer, I'm so glad we're going to do this live streamed, because I'm happy to present to you the exact name of the intern. And I didn't say that he abused him. I didn't say it was not consensual. I said that he likes younger boys. I don't mean like younger as in they're not of the legal age. I'm just saying they're a lot younger than him. And yeah, I can give you the exact name of the intern that he hooked up with. That person was not at Turning Point USA. But I can also give you more than that, as well as people that are currently working for Turning Point USA who said that Tyler Boyer, and these are young men, tried to hook up with them after some events. So I'm glad we're going to live stream that. Keep going.
Okay, it's another version of like, you can tell that that's like coming from a place of like, I'm trying to like character blackmail you in a way, bro. Come forward, do my show, give me an interview, whatever the fuck she's asking for. Like, I've heard this guy's like poaching young men off of the poaching young interns for his own sexual pleasure. It's like, what's that to do with the assassination of Charlie Kirk? What the fuck does that have to do with that, other than you make someone like look funny in front of your audience, right? Was it a question of character? But like, there's so many times you could have questioned character throughout, not just you with yourself, but with other people up and down your entire career. I have to guess personally that it's about trying to embarrass the guy to get them to like flinch or do something or react to it in some form or fashion. Or and if they don't react, guess what? I made you look bad in front of my audience. And guess what? My audience is growing every single day. Huh? What about that, bitch? Huh? My audience is growing every single day. Huh? Yeah, it's like scummy. It really is scummy. But don't worry. I don't think this woman has a conscience. She doesn't have to worry about that shit. I don't think she has a conscience, bro. I mean, she does. I believe she does. But does she use it? At least not on this fucking show, in my humble opinion. And I truly believe that. You're either on her team or you're enemies, essentially. Seemingly, if you're brought up on the Candace show, you're either a friend or you're an enemy. That's what it seems like. No real gray areas. Either give me information or you're a piece of shit, and I'll find a way to make you look like a piece of shit. Until you give me evidence, and then you're done looking like a piece of shit. That's the way it seems, the way Candace does her quote-unquote journalism and private investigation. All right, here we go.
Some of
get mad at me for that, but that's what I'm saying.
Glad we're going to live stream that. Keep going.
She has suggested that TPUSA faith-affiliated pastors, like theologian Frank Turek, who we'll have on in a moment, and Pastor Rob McCoy, are part of a military, quote, infiltration of Turning Point, either because they are veterans or because they have family members who are.
Yeah, so I do believe the Calvary Chapel, their history with Chuck Smith, the evidence that it was a militant CIA effort to infiltrate the Christian faith and to tie the Christian faith to the political ideology of Zionism. I think there's a lot of evidence for that, and I'm happy to discuss that in a broader debate. I do think that things at Turning Point USA became
you're going to summon Amy. Don't do it.
To, I would say, almost hijack genuine Christian faith and sort of roll it into this idea that you must support Israel in order to be a Christian. That's kind of floating into more opinion, but I think well backed by the facts of the founding of the Calvary Chapel Church during the decade of the 60s, where the CIA was really just spiking the ball on Christians in general. Let's keep going.
Even if not everyone has been named specifically, though, Candace has effectively tarred everyone here with complicity in Charlie's death by repeatedly saying he was, quote, betrayed by, quote, everyone.
Sorry, that was a dream that I had. And it is also a realization that it has been months. People at Turning Point USA are in possession of text messages. And the day before Charlie died, in which he wrote out to you, and not just to people that work at Turning Point USA, but also security guards, that he thought that they were going to kill him tomorrow, explicitly. I find it highly unusual that you wouldn't share that information at all, or that you would sit by and be quiet, or at some points attack people that are trying to explore who they is, because I don't think anybody believes that Charlie thought that a trans furry kid who had never been on UVU's campus was going to kill him tomorrow. And you're silent during moments when people are lying.
Proven that yet, Candace.
Like Josh Hammer, when he said, hey, this never happened, Charlie never blinked on Israel, makes you all look very, very suspicious. Lies are only necessary, okay, when you are covering something. And if you are covering the truth, you are betraying Charlie. So I stand by that. Let's keep going.
She has said Charlie's murder, quote, had...
Now, to you, Candace, you do seemingly like imply quite a bit, and it seems to be in a pattern of, do they work with you or not? If they're like, hey, we're not going on Candace's show because, you know what, we're giving our information to the FBI, right? Candace might look at that like, oh, okay, that makes you suspicious. Which is, okay, that can happen for sure, to be fair, but, like, I'm seeing a pattern in regards to Candace where it's like, either, once again, you work with her, or, you know, you're one of the bad guys because you're not, like, she's not directly saying that, right? I follow her words, but, like, what's implied there? Like, I'm not stupid, bro. I can read through, you know, the idea of kind of innuendo, if you will, right? I'm not a fucking robot. And it smells like, at least the things I've seen, right? The content I've seen from Candace, and I've been saying this since day one of this Charlie Kirk show with Candace Owens, where I'm like, it seems like she's squeezing people for information. Meaning, if there's some guy that was maybe a witness or maybe around the area, and they don't pick up her phone call, or they refuse, like, hey, I'm not talking to Candace Owens. Nah, fuck that. Regardless of what they've done or their character or whatever the fuck, she will shit on, make it a thing about them. Oh, this fucking guy didn't answer my phone calls. Huh, so let's look into this guy's life. Why is it, look at this guy. He might be a piece of shit. It's like, which is like, I say, fine, fair enough, go where your mind takes you, but the pattern's too distinct to me. And it screams narcissistic psychopathy. But anyway, sorry. My bad. Let's go back to this. Here we go.
Charlie. So I stand by that. Let's keep going.
She has said Charlie's murder, quote, had to be approved by Charlie's friends, and then suggested those friends might have her murdered too for, quote, knowing the truth.
So you notice that's like a Snopes tactic. When he says the quote, it's actually not a full quotation.
Snopes
I
again.
Never said that, obviously, in the context that he put it in, that Charlie's friends, quote, had to know he was going to be murdered. Did I say the sentence, had to know he was going to be murdered? Perhaps, but we're going to need to hear the full sentence because you're trying to context it in a way that is just untrue. And I don't think it's necessary. If you're willing to have a conversation that you need to lie about anything that I've said, people have watched the show. They know exactly what I've said. And I tend to stand by what I've said. And I do stand by everything that I've said. Keep going.
That's the second time I've heard her reference Snopes, which is kind of like I'm sure newer people to this arena don't know what the fuck Snopes is. It used to be a very popular like fact-checking thing. People probably use AI now, right, instead. But back then they were like a fact checker, right, of people's statements and shit like that. And it was kind of like it actually turned into a political football of a right versus left thing, where it's like Snopes lies, they're fake news, or Snopes is correct, and Trump is a Russian asset, whatever. It's just a funny reference for her to bring up. It's like, damn, have you learned anything since? Like, are you still in that mind frame of the Snopes era of things? Whatever. All right, here we go.
She has made claims of financial impropriety and fraud at Turning Point, adding up into the millions of dollars, which, again, is not true. Charlie made sure the organization was audited by a third party every year. He personally reviewed and he signed off on every expense report, and literally every single bill paid by the organization down to a single United States dollar. We have never missed a 990 deadline.
Okay, so immorality, like financial impropriety, does not necessarily mean that you committed true financial fraud. There's definitely financial impropriety at the company. I would say that if you are representing yourself as a charity and what you're actually doing is evaporating millions of dollars into various LLCs that have your name on it, that would be financial impropriety, right? Like you could say, I'm a contractor, I'm this LLC, I'm that LLC. I'm not doing anything illegal, but it's inappropriate, it's improper. Most people are not able to read those forms and won't understand what's happening to the $80 million. And I think that those questions are, of course, valid and that you guys should have no issues answering them. I am struck by the fact that you're still trying to
Like Trump and his
conflate
taxes, right, Candace?
an annual audit with Charlie's explicit request to put together a Doge department 7 days before he died. These are not the same. You know they're not the same. I know they're not the same. Okay, everyone knows that Doge is not the same as the audits that are required for 501c3s, conducting an internal audit. And having you still misrepresent that makes us uncomfortable. Address the Doge. That's got nothing to do with anything other than Charlie, right? Charlie felt that this needed to happen, and inside sources at your own company say it was because he didn't know where the money was coming from or how quickly and where exactly the money was being evaporated to. That passes the vibe check in terms of what Doge is about, because, of course, Charlie could not have been establishing Doge for the last 5 years because that's a very new concept as of 2025, something that Trump put into place with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, right? So, yeah, you're still being dishonest, but carry on.
Yeah, if there's any type of financial shit going on, it would have to be behind Charlie's back, right? Because I would think, personally, once again, based on character, I would think that Charlie himself would be doing these financial finanglings. That's my personal opinion. I think the guy himself would be a part of shit like that. So, yeah. If it's something where it's against Charlie, it'd have to be behind his back for sure, right? It's fair question. Fair question. It's just I think he would also be engaging in shit like that. Personally, I don't look at Charlie Kirk as having the utmost of character and integrity. I just don't see it. I don't see it. But I don't know him personally. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I just don't personally see it. Either way, let's continue. Here we go.
Candace has made other stranger allegations involving French paratroopers in maroon shirts, Egyptian Air Force planes flying out of Provo, Utah, and potential underground assassins traveling through unseen tunnels. At one point in early November, she started wildly throwing suspicion on members of
Did she respond to Tim?
Team for wearing.
Sorry.
I just went over that. Yes.
Oh, okay. Never mind. All right. Proceed.
Did you see the statement though from Timmy?
I did not see any. I have not seen anything yet. So I.
It was a
I need to be
tweet.
clued in.
It was sorry. Because I maybe misunderstanding it. Because not in the video form that she didn't respond to him there. I mean, in like tweet form, she responded to him.
What did she say?
She's like, "Hey Tim, hey Tim. So you might not be aware, but the amount of time you've been dedicating to reacting to my show is coming across a bit emotional and dramatic." And that's following his statement, right? Where he says, like, "Oh, you know, your larger audiences and women as it's dramatic and emotional."
Oh, yeah, it was female coded, is what he said. Like this was a female coded show or something.
Yeah. But here's the weirdest part of all of that, which is, once again, this might be very funny. So this is your warning.
Okay.
Say my name, Candace. Say my name, Candace. It's like, isn't that your name right there? That's Timmy.
That's Tim. Okay, I'm driving, so I'm not looking.
Okay, sorry. He says, "Say my name, Candace," and then in the tweet he quotes, it says, "Hey Tim," which I think is Tim's name. So I was like, yeah, this screams desperation to me.
Yeah, he's desperate for that audience.
Yeah, he wants to be a part of this whole phenomenon that's sweeping the internet.
I already told James that we needed him yesterday to decode like the Tim, like body language.
I mean, people were saying things about Charlie Kirk's security team doing like baseball signals. Timmy does this on a normal basis, bro. This fool is dancing when he fucking records.
Apparently, the thing he does on his cheek is not new. James said he's seen him do that before.
The double cheek
Yeah,
scratch?
the double cheek scratch is not new.
Okay, fair enough. It's just unusual. Are both sides of your face itchy at the same time? He doesn't really have like a big beard there to be like combing through. So
yeah, usually one side of your face. That's what I said. I was like, are both sides of your cheeks? But James said he's seen it. So, but James lied. So
he has like a skin disorder or something. He has to scratch. Whatever. Let's just keep going here.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
With Candace and the TPUSA guy. Here we go.
Through unseen tunnels. At one point in early November, she started wildly throwing suspicion on members of Utah Valley's soccer team for wearing hoodies. I could go on. There is always something new coming up, and none of it ever pans out because from the start, there has been nothing there.
Okay, so no matter how many times you keep pretending there's nothing there at the Egyptian plains, the whole internet understands that there's something there at the Egyptian plains, especially because you keep pretending like it's not weird. Like you're just like, it's not weird. No, this is normal. It's totally fine that these Egyptian planes, and also, by the way, today it broke that the Saudi king was on this plane at some point in 2023. We'll get to that later. And you guys are like, this is totally normal. This is just what happens at UVU. People just lay over into Wilmington, do things. It's just so foolish. You guys have got to stop the gaslighting if you think your organization is going to survive. I mean, some of that stuff is just untrue. Saying that I went after somebody for wearing a green hoodie is not true at all. We never even covered the green hoodie people on this show. I shared a picture when somebody asked for a picture because they were trying to investigate and identify everyone who was there, which is valid. And the person wearing a green hoodie.
I don't even know what's the green hoodie thing. I don't really even want to know.
I got this from Candace. They were sports team, some sort of sports thing at UVU. So they had like team hoodies. That's why there was multiple people with green hoodies on in the crowd, right?
I mean, people on a college campus will be wearing the same sweaters and shit.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? It's it's a pretty common occurrence.
But she definitely asked questions about it. Why is she pretending like she didn't ask questions about that? All right, here we go.
Like, what's up with this university? Why are they all wearing the same colors? It's like, I don't know. Anyway,
I think it was her. I'm pretty sure she went over that of like, what's the mysterious? Why are these guys wearing the same colors? But whatever. All right.
And it was the school colors, or no?
Something with a sports team. I don't fucking know. But apparently these guys were like on the same sports team or something like that, or some sort of thing on college that they wore the same hoodie. It makes sense. But all right, here we go.
Said about it. He responded. So that has nothing to do with me whatsoever. And by the way, it would probably feel better to the public if you guys were the ones that were asking questions about who was there on that day. I completely stand by what I said about the people that are wearing maroon shirts. They are going to, I will guarantee you, represent a military unit somewhere. I'm very close to figuring out exactly which military unit that was.
Those are different shirts.
Again, trying to gaslight us and pretend we're conspiracy theorists or like that's stupid. Not a good long-term strategy for Turning Point USA. Carry on.
Now, asking questions is important to do. For sure, asking questions are important. But, Candace, the way you do it is just, I would call it like journalistic malpractice. Damn near. It's almost like threatening unless you fucking talk to Candace Owens or what. That's what it seems like. It seems that way.
If you're just asking questions, you're just trying to deliberate and like see different perspectives. You don't have to coerce people into doing that. Like that's not deliberation if there's coercion. Like let's just not have that.
Well, the kids in the green hoodies, right, that are part of some sports team on campus, right? They have the right to not say anything to the public. They could be like, yo, I don't want my fucking face or name out. Like, I don't want to be a part of this at all. Leave me alone. Right? But if they didn't come out and say anything, Candace would have made more episodes about it. Who are these people here? It's like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, you're forcing them to have to. That's why it's like, this is not I'm just asking questions. No, that's not what you're doing. Like, and you know that, I think.
I mean, 150,000+ concurrent viewers for Candace. Guess what? When you bring up certain things, certain evidence, certain ideas, certain questions, they go fucking viral, obviously. And guess what? These are young kids that are on the fucking internet. Guess what? I might find those kids with the green hoodies one day, and they're like, "Oh, what the fuck? No, I got nothing to do with killing Charlie Kirk. What the fuck? I want nothing to do with that." Then they might have to they might feel the need to go out and make a public statement about it because you kind of forced their hand. You know, like their face is there. Someone's gonna find out who they are.
And they're private citizens. Like, you can't just do that. Like, that's not. It's I know it's all like stupid, arbitrary shit. But like like, if somebody's not a public facing person, like, you shouldn't make them into a public facing person. Like, just, I don't know. I feel like there's certain lines. Like, you've chosen to be a public facing commentator, on politics. Some people don't want that. They don't want their faces out there. They don't like that. Yeah. And we should respect that. I'm not saying like the people who are doing bad things shouldn't be exposed. It's more of like just regular kids. I don't know. Again, it doesn't mean she's not allowed to ask questions, but like, when you're putting like just regular people on blast like that to your fucking hundreds of thousands, millions of viewers.
Exactly.
Like, you can really fuck someone's life up. Isn't that the whole thing with the Sandman character where they were like, "Oh, CNN defamed him. He's just a child. Look what these woke people did," right? Like, where they're like, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, and he was, private citizen, a child, right? That they like made up this narrative around how they were acting towards a Native American guy. Like, they talk about that all the time, like the Sandman. So like, don't do that.
Yeah. So. Why not do like, if you're gonna questions are fine, right? Yeah. But why can't you do that very, very quietly? You have enough resources, Candace, right? And guess what? She'll later on say, like, "Oh, I'm just a mom in my living room doing a podcast." Like, you make shit tons of money. You can hire
You're a content hungry fucking rage baiter. Like, you're a rage baiter. You're a rage baiter. You're an engagement farmer. It is what it is.
And here's the thing. I think she does initially do quiet things, but if she doesn't get an answer, then she brings it out into public. I think she does that, bro. Personally, I think she does that. I think she's like, "All right,
sociopathic.
We tried calling this guy. He didn't answer the phone. So now we got to bring him up on the show." And here's Bob, 15-year veteran of the Utah Police, and here's what this guy did, and here's his name and all this shit. Like, yo, what if this guy's innocent of shit? You like forced his hand. You squeezed him for information, essentially. Not that guy had said anything, right?
You put the squeeze on him.
Yeah,
it's like, ask you, did you kill the Muffin Man?
What the fuck?
And it's a phone call. I left a message, and you never got back.
Not what I was expecting Dubster to say.
So then I go on air and say, I asked, did you kill the Muffin Man to blah some person?
Why isn't he answering, huh?
Had no response.
Huh? Why isn't he answering? Huh? What the fuck? Where's your answer at, huh? All this looks very, very weird. Like, yeah, guess what, Candace? Some people might not want to be on your fucking show. I know you think it's the center of the fucking universe, but some people might not want to be on your fucking show.
See, like, for me, I have done those tactics, but it's like, if people I know. Like, I will knock down your door if I know you very well enough, and you're not answering.
Way to
I'm not against those tactics fully. It's just like, I'm not doing that to random people.
It's a thin line. She has to play the game of making sure she doesn't do some defamation things. So when she says her stuff, it's always implying something, but it's never her straight out saying it.
Well, she does the
Fox
News.
You're still making private people public, though, who didn't ask for it.
Well, that's fine.
Well, they'll say...
No, there's not. There's different laws for libel. Like, there's different libel and, like, slander laws and stuff for private. Well, yeah, right. But private versus public, right? Isn't that how your precious law works?
But it is public, though.
There's no expectation of privacy because they were at a public event.
Exactly. Right. I think that's gonna be what she would say.
But
right.
It's the defame is the issue that she skirts around with.
Yeah, but it also, but you also take into account the damage that it caused. If you can prove like serious damage, she could get sued for that because that's not. Private citizens at a public event.
She asks, like, if you really listen to her
Fox
question, she does that bullshit where it's implying something, but it's not a flat out character assassination.
She's
Fox
News.
Looks like it's a character assassination.
Like plausible deniability, framing type thing.
Let me tell you guys, it's Fox Newsing. It's old school Fox Newsing, where you're like, is Bob a pedophile? Is he?
Just asking questions.
You say it in a question form, right? But you're actually like kind of saying it too, and thus putting ideas in the audience's heads and all that shit, right?
He's a student of Tucker.
Yeah.
Right. He went to a kid's birthday party and didn't have any kids.
What's that about? Right? I didn't say he did anything.
Come to find out.
Doesn't mention that he's like the husband's best friend, who's the godfather of like the. You know what I mean? Like it's like leaves all the context nuance out.
We're just asking questions.
Doesn't have any kids.
We're just asking questions.
Weird.
What the hell?
Are you a DuPont?
DuPont? Are you a DuPont?
DuPont? Are you a DuPont?
Bro. All right, let's continue with this. Or of Candace responding, I guess, to a TPUSA guy. Here we go.
The attacks and allegations from Candace are either lies or they are innuendos thrown around with a total reckless disregard for the truth so that Candace can manipulate and string along an audience of people who don't realize they are being played. Instead of being able to grieve properly after one of the most heinous murders in American history, a murder many of us had to witness, my friends have had to endure harassment from people who have gotten whipped up by what Candace is saying. In fact, I would say we have suffered more harassment from these people than we have from Antifa supporters who overtly celebrate Charlie's murder. And just like a lot of those Antifa members, many of these people take this delight in how gross and unpleasant they can be. What our friends have had to endure is not funny, and it's not insignificant. It is evil. I have seen it.
Okay, conflating people that are trying to figure out who murdered Charlie Kirk with like Antifa is actually objectively funny. That's an unforced error.
Candace is literally my next project.
Somebody in that room was like
I have so much shit,
and somebody
so
said,
much
no,
evidence
we
on
shouldn't
her.
say that. And then somebody else in the room.
Really, because I'm working on something with nostalgia and Charlie Kirk right now, and she's next. Because she has not been thoroughly deconstructed at all.
This is definitely a person that should definitely have a mixtape on her. She should have a mixtape about her.
Yeah, she's next.
I've heard of the Milk Bar TV guy. Now, once again, I'm not buying his sense of things. I don't know the guy at all. I don't really know him at all, honestly. But I'm saying like he does put clips together and interviews together that have showcased things in Candace's past, and he'd be like, "Oh, this is my reason why I think she's full of shit now." Right?
Oh yeah, no. Oh, I have dozens of actual videos with timestamps. I have that I've collected over the years. That's why it's like it's time.
All right.
Because she's. But can you, if you can send me that, that'd be great. Because I'm sure he has stuff that I have not seen. But I have very specific things that I feel are in her arc, I guess. Just the little the pivotal points of the narrative.
Yeah.
That you focus on.
And once again, I'm not I'm not saying his character is legit, or I don't know this fucking guy at all. But I'm saying he does put clips together that maybe you could use. I'm just saying.
No, yeah, that would be great because I could definitely use that. But yeah, interesting.
All right, after something like that. But all right, here we go. Let's continue. Here's Candace's response to Tim Pool without a beanie and glasses on. Here we go.
And it's not insignificant. It is evil. I have seen it.
Okay, conflating people that are trying to figure out who murdered Charlie Kirk with like Antifa is actually objectively funny. That's an unforced error. They should not have included that in the statement. Somebody in that room was like, should we say that? Should we not? And somebody said, no, we shouldn't say that. And then somebody else in the room said, no, we should. Let's keep it in. That second person was wrong. That should have been struck from the statement. It's very silly, okay? It's very silly to attack your own audiences who are concerned, and your own donors who are concerned, and say, you're Antifa if you don't accept this absurd Fed slop. If you're not going to drink the Fed slop, then you are Antifa. Just not a good idea whatsoever, okay? That is not what's happening here. You are not the victim. Charlie is, actually. He's dead. And to pretend like you are too aggrieved to be able to answer the questions makes entirely no sense. Obviously, if you were actually under a real amount of stress, if you actually were deeply upset that people had you on a list of suspects or thought that you were suspicious, you would just clarify things instantly, immediately. It's so easy. It's free. If someone said, Candace, what were you doing when Charlie Kirk was shot? I'd be like, I was sitting down at my table prepping my show. Like, the question doesn't offend me because I had nothing to do with Charlie dying, okay?
She's a fucking robot.
But Candace,
Sorry.
People might be like, how fucking dare you? Like, I love Charlie. He's one of my best friends. How fucking dare you ask me this question? Like, are you unaware?
She doesn't even consider people's emotional, like that's
exactly.
emotion. That's what I'm saying. Like, are you a robot? What is it? Like,
I think she's. I think she knows. I think she's
aware. She's aware that people have like emotional reactions to things.
Yeah. About a minute, but
I think she's
like, I know what I was doing. I'll tell you exactly I was drinking Earl Grey. Blah blah. Like, what? Because you know she got a British husband. She's probably eating a fucking crumpet, bitch. Anyway. Sorry.
That she knows exactly why people might react the way they react. But the point is, she wants shit. Once again, this is me being fair, right? It's like, it could be for the sake of information, right? But at the same time, like, you can't expect people to just behave. Like, why are you turning off your empathetic sensors of other people? Why would you turn that off in the middle of an investigation? Whatever you're doing, just curiosity or even investigation, like professional investigation shit. There's no reason to turn your fucking empathy off and to be like, man, why would these guys just tell me where they were at 5 o'clock on Tuesday on March 24th? How come they won't just tell me that? It's like, well, they might not want to tell. Like, who the fuck are you again? They might look at you and be like, why are we telling Candace? Like, they could be squares, right? Like, oh, we're going to the cops and telling them everything, right? Everything we know. But Candace Owens? No, we're not going to tell her anything. Like, who the fuck is this? Why do we need to tell her shit? But she's kind of built a universe here, a TV show universe, to where if you don't answer to Candace, that means you're not answering the question at all, right? That's what she's built here, and a lot of the audience has rolled with that, seemingly.
But yeah, she's the prosecutor, she's the fucking the judge, the clerk. She's everything. She's like every aspect of that.
She moves world powers, man. She is that level of shit. Apparently. Did you see it?
Well, it's just come on. It's just like you said. It's just the not the lack of empathy thing. Where like, come on, dude. Like, well, even if to me, it's like if you're just turning that off, like just to make a point. I get it. Sometimes people weaponize things to to deflect, right, or to evade questions. I get all that, but it's like you still look like an asshole. Like, I'm just saying, like this, you look like nasty. I'm just saying. And that's coming from me, who's been called nasty many times.
Well, I get, like, my idea or your idea or anyone else's idea that's probably talked in some of my videos and shit, but I think the majority of the actual audience is like, yeah, TPUSA, answer the fucking question. Where were you at 5 o'clock, on Tuesday, March 24th? Where the fuck were you, huh? Answer the question. Otherwise, you're sus.
Yeah. Well,
that's
idiots,
not really fair, guys. That's not fair at all. Like, that's not fair at all. Once again, this is not me standing up or protecting TPUSA. There's plenty of questions to be asked. It's just going about it this way just seems so fucking, to me, just
like, are these really
unethical.
The questions to ask? Yeah, it's like, let's be for real. Like, what was TPUSA? Like, what was all that debate me bullshit? That was not even a real debate. It was not a deliberation. It's not dialogue when you're just like screaming at somebody and like demanding. And then you make videos with like, oh, devastated, owned, like, you know, like
Destroyed.
It's just crushed leftist. Come on, it's like so childish.
Well,
unless you're like, if you're not doing that ironically, like you're whack as fuck.
I agree. They were a bunch of they're a bunch of kind of dweeby lames, in my humble opinion. But either way, let's play more of Candace and her response. This is just, it is what it is. It is what it is. We're here watching it. Let's keep playing. Here we go.
This is a psychological technique that is failing. It is failing for you. And you're upset because you thought that with time, with the passage of time, people would let the story go, and they didn't. And these reasons that he's about to list for why they didn't respond and answer any questions are beyond ridiculous. Let's take a listen.
For months, we have received hundreds, thousands, I suspect, emails and calls asking us to respond.
Yeah.
People have wanted us to invite Candace on the show. But for a long time, our approach was to say nothing. We did that for several reasons. First, we thought that her prevarications were so absurd that nobody would believe them. We shouldn't have to answer questions about secret tunnels or Egyptian Air Force planes. That sort of thing is just, it's beneath contempt to respond to. The second reason we've said so little, though, is because there's a good rule of thumb, which Charlie followed. Do not feed the trolls. Focus on the mission. Reviving America, uplifting young people, making heaven crowded. Don't give air to people who want to tear you down and sow discord. Lastly, we didn't respond because
it feels so set up now.
Charlie always viewed Candace as a friend, and we were holding out hope that she would return that friendship and stop what she was doing.
Okay, so the first thing he says there is we didn't respond because
that's going to feed Candace, for sure. We don't respond to your best answer there. If you're going to do, like, let's say this guy's trying to, you know, settle down the fucking tension that's there. Your answer would be like, hey, listen, there's a court case open. We're dealing with cops and lawyers. We can't just say all this shit out loud. That's why we just was basically ignoring Candace. Like, that's your answer if you're going to do PR about it. Right? It's like, that would be your actual answer.
Something sketchy there. Let's be honest. It's probably, there is something sketchy there, but it's probably not the thing she's saying it is, because she's probably be like, oh, look over there. You know what I mean? I'm just, that's what it looks like to me. If I'm going purely based on just like my instinct, like, this is a lie.
Well,
this is, that's just me.
That's fair enough, but his answer makes it feel more sus. Like, if someone was just like, oh, it's like Candace just saying shit to feed our content, but the answer we just got from TPUSA would actually make it look weird and sus, as in,
but that's
we don't feed the trolls. We don't feed the trolls.
That's the point.
That's so
that
weird.
Would be the point, because them saying that I'm not going to feed the trolls or whatever literally feeds her, because then you can continue going back and forth.
Exactly.
Just like,
listen, we're going with mid-season finale here. Mid-season finale here. Candace on TPUSA. You know, 350,000 concurrent viewers all watching this fucking soap opera play out.
No, literally, and the season started in the fall. Like, how sad is that?
I'd be like, yo, guys, what happened to Charlie though? Like, it's like no one care about this fool at all, bro. The fuck. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Okay, so the first thing he says there is we didn't respond because it's beneath us. Like, that's just not the right attitude. I mean, that is an elitist attitude. It is beneath us to respond to the very people who showed up in scores because they were so moved by Charlie's assassination that they all poured into the Staples Center, right? And poured their tears out and made videos and donated. It is beneath us
Staples Center?
To then respond to questions.
She can't even get it right.
She's talking about the memorial.
I thought it was the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
She meant the Arizona Stadium.
And the Staples Center is now the Crypto.com Center.
Yeah, that's LA.
Is it still Crypto.com after everything happened with crypto? It's still the Crypto.com in LA?
What are you talking about? Crypto's at all time.
I think they call it the Crypt, to be honest with you.
Oh.
Crypto's at all time.
They're keeping that? Well, I mean, I thought that we figured out what it is. Wasn't there a crash recently?
Yeah, in the last day.
Bro, you know what they do when there's a crash, right? Buy the dip. These guys got it. They got it all figured out. When there's a crash, buy the dip.
But wasn't there a crash? I don't know.
Yeah, and then you buy the dip.
Yeah, yesterday there was a crash.
Yeah, they say that's just how the market moves up and down. But anyway, go ahead.
Buy the dip. Don't sell. You sell when it's high, not low.
Also,
hodl.
Also, let's be honest. Staples, like, how is Staples even open at all?
They're closing down the Staples by my house. It's so sad. I go there to experiment with different pens.
They used to be very popular, but
0.5.
their popularity was just dying off. But it was still called the Staples Center for a while, right? Then it became crypto.
Is it the stationery store, Staples?
Like fucking, get copies and buy printer paper and ink and shit like that. Yeah,
that's my shit.
Staples.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know if it was named after that Staples.
It was. The house that Kobe built. Called that.
They should have kept it the Staples Center.
It's just for me, my childhood. It's way cooler to be known as the Staples Centers. But whatever.
Yeah, Staples was a great place. They just closed the one near my house, but I still have Barnes and Noble. So.
Kobe played at the Staples Center. LeBron plays at the Crypto.com. That's how.
Don't remind me.
Thank you for making that distinction.
Don't remind me of that shit. Either way,
well,
okay.
Curry's played in both, so right.
Yeah. No, wait. Yeah.
Because he's been because they changed it to crypto the crypto.com center or whatever the hell in like 2022, right? That's when they started moving toward that.
It's like a bad thing. It's like things have deteriorated this far. It's called the crypto.com.
Is that what it's called? The crypto.com?
It's called the Crip. Okay.
Nobody calls it that.
Yes, they call it that. The announcers call it the Crip, bro.
The Crip?
Yes.
Sales from the Crip?
Telling you, bro. They call it that. Anyways.
Whatever.
Either way,
crypto.com.
Mental typo by Candace, calling it Staples for some reason. Showing her age, bro. She's definitely a millennial, right? All right, here we go.
Center, right? And poured their tears out and made videos and donated.
Poured their tears out?
To not... to then respond to questions that you have that are meaningful, because we just think it's so stupid that you would suggest that the feds are involved in an assassination. That's never happened.
So she's part of the we, the collective, non-elite we.
That's a ridiculous thing. The second thing he says there is Charlie always said, "Don't feed the
pronouns."
trolls." Well, that flies into the face of what he says thereafter, where he says Candace and Charlie were friends. So I'm not a troll, okay? I'm not a troll. I'm not trolling. I'm not someone who's hated Turning Point and wanted Turning Point to fail. I'm actually the exact opposite of that. And that's why the people believe in me and they trust me, because they feel I'm the only one that's acting right in the situation.
I'm waiting for her to run for president.
To have every stone unturned.
Who wouldn't
want to have every question answered? Who wouldn't be immediately
Kanye will be her VP.
Suspicious to see Egyptian military jets? Who wouldn't go, why the hell were these jets around
Fuentes got no shot with this shit.
way before you?
Tell you right now, Fuentes would, if she ran for president, Fuentes would be the VP. I almost guarantee it. They'll
Actually,
have
they'll probably have to be.
reunion
Or
makeup
Tucker.
thing.
Or Tucker.
No, I think Nick Fuentes.
Because Fuentes is not old enough. He has to be 35.
To run for president.
He has time.
In the future.
But even to be vice president, because if something happens to the president, then he would have to be 35, right, to take the president's position.
Listen, in the future, it'll be Fuentes. Fuentes would be her running mate. I almost guarantee it. We'll go through a whole TV saga of them making up and shit like that, and then boom. Nick is America.
I think it would be Tucker.
Nah. Tucker's not doing that shit, bro. He ain't doing that.
He is.
Tucker says he doesn't want to do it.
I bet you $10 right now.
He would be in her cabinet.
$10 right now. I bet you right now.
What's FanDuel in it? Was it
it's getting FanDuel right now. There's
no fucking
She's gonna have Ian. She's gonna have Ian Carroll as her press secretary.
You there with a mullet and a mustache.
Yes, every day. Yeah, next.
Candace she gets it. She gets it, you know.
God.
Yeah. Finally, we got someone that represents us. Thanks, Frog.
Finally.
But yes, I'm being real right now. $10. Tucker Carlson never enters politics. That's my bet.
I think it would be her and Tucker before it was
Accept
her
my
and Fuentes.
FanDuel bet. Accept it right now.
Fuentes is a toxic thing to be attached to.
What? Okay. The bet, once again.
He's going to play a peripheral role.
Okay, here's the bet. It's a parlay.
Because he always has to be struggling. He always has to position himself as like, oh, look, they won't let me in. Like, he has to be an outside. He can't be in the thing. That fucks up the whole aura of
they're all good.
I'm too edgy.
The fans, the constituents, they're all getting fucked. At some point, they'll get desperate. Like, all right, fuck it. Go with Nick Fuentes. See what happens. Fuck it. Why not?
No.
Let's see if it
He's
works.
got to keep struggling.
This is my FanDuel parlay right here. Tucker Carlson.
His role is struggle bitch. So.
Yeah.
He is. So that's what he does. Okay. It is what it is. I don't make the rules.
Tucker Carlson under 0.5, a half, under a half. Political camp, like running as a politician, like campaigns, under a half, and over a half for Nick Fuentes to join.
Yeah. She'll just do. You know what she'll do?
Party.
She'll do like she'll make like Ann Coulter her fucking Secretary of State or some shit. You know what I mean?
See,
it just makes sense.
I wouldn't mind that. Okay, because we know the real Ann
No,
Coulter. We know the real.
What?
Shout out the Boondocks. Shout out the Boondocks.
Ann Coulter is the border czar. Let's be honest.
Yeah. You're right. So she'd be what, like national security? National.
We're getting deported. Everyone's getting deported. Jesse's getting you look like one of them. That's all That's all Ann Coulter's getting.
No. She'll be the black crime rate czar. But
Oh my
meanwhile,
God.
she'll be doing dirt on the side, bro. We all know this. We know what she's really like. Come on. My future wife. Yeah. We all know this.
Boondocks already exposed her. And she tried to act like she didn't know what it was when Tim asked her. No, it was Tim. It was Ian. Ian was like, hey, Ian, have you ever seen that Boondocks episode of you? It's so fucking funny, man. Oh my God. She's like, yeah, never seen it. I don't know what that is. What's Boondocks? I'm like, bitch, you know what the fuck that is. You lying ass. Fuck it. You are lying. I'd be like, pull it up. Pull it up. Pull it up now. Like, please.
I'd recommend the audience go look up.
Like, these crab cakes are good as a mug.
Oh, I remember that.
I'm gonna marry that woman. I'm telling you right now.
Good as a mug. Oh my God.
I'm gonna marry Ann Coulter off of that episode alone. I'm in. Anyways, let's go back to Candace. Let's watch 4 of this. Here we go.
Years before Charlie's assassination, who is on these jets? Instead, you're mentioning the Egyptian planes for the 4th time. So I would like to recommit everybody that is watching this to figuring out what the hell is going on with these Egyptian planes because they're nervous about them, okay? They're mentioned so many times. They're just trying to give the vibe that this is so crazy. No, they are fearful. The Egyptian planes hold the key, and that is obvious even in Blake Neff's statement.
Well, this is like troll, fucking, okay? What is that? The Tomb Raider. What's that white guy in Egypt?
Indiana Jones?
Yeah, Indy. Him. Like, this is like I have to do that because James is in my head.
Pause. Jesus.
My bad.
Anyways.
Sorry.
Let's continue with work.
No, she's acting like it's a fucking like a treasure hunt or something. The keys are on the Egyptian planes. Like, shut up. Shut up. Like, what?
Listen, it builds the narrative. It's good TV. What do you want? Like, what do you want from Candace? Okay, the ratings are at all-time highs. Okay, it's working. Okay, the TV is working. Here we go.
My bad.
She's breaking through, bro. I'm watching sports channels talk about this. Shit.
She is,
bro.
She is
psychopathic Oprah.
No, she is. That's why my sister was mad as shit because she was just like, "Why the fuck is this stupid ass shit that you were telling me about Brigitte Macron on BBC?" She was pissed when it
everywhere,
broke.
Dude. Mm-hmm. This one, she smacked. She hit FanDuel hard on this one, Jordan. She's
targeted by the Legionnaires.
Listen, it's a special few people in the world, you know. Anyways, let's continue with more.
But I have a question. Why they called her a DEI hire. So does that mean that like
Who?
Wait,
Tim and his friends yesterday, they were like, oh, she's like the DEI of like the right wing, like, you know, the blackface online. Yeah, they literally, I'm like, wait, so
she
it's all
address
DEI.
that?
She, I don't know, but it's just like, but can you be black and not be a DEI hire? I'm just confused. Like now I'm like, what? So, but she works for you.
So
I don't know.
Isn't Tim a DEI hire? Didn't
Didn't
Trump hire him to be in
is
the
there
press
such thing
corps?
as like a non-DEI?
I'm half Asian. He's always telling us he's half Asian, so he's a DEI hire, right?
Listen, in their world, Timmy's an ant on the sidewalk. She's in the fucking penthouse, and Timmy's like, "Please say my name. Please say my name. Please,
That shit was crazy, bro. This dude is singing Destiny's Child to Candace.
Yeah, say my name. Say my
He's
name.
singing Destiny's Child to Candace, bro. For everyone to see, bro.
I hope Beyonce like copyrights him. Don't fucking
Beyonce should sue this fucker. She should
use my likeness. Don't use my
lyrics. One of the other chicks that need more money than Beyonce. Yo, just sue this fucker, yo.
He's so stupid. To say my name in a quote tweet which she says his name. It's just crazy as fuck looking. Fuck my life. But
she shouldn't respond with I don't need no scrubs.
I mean,
well, Beyonce is having dinner with Ivanka Trump and stuff. So.
Well, we're gonna look at Timmy after this because I'm guessing he has a whole live stream going right now in response to everything Candace. But for now, let's get this fucking video over with. Here we go.
My bad. Go ahead.
I just hope
it's all your fault.
I hope she brings up the beanie. Like, yo, just ether this fucker.
The fool that the TPUSA guy.
All she needs to do is bring up his sister. Just have his sister on the show, and that's it. That's it. That's it. Just get the sister on. Oh, what did he do to you when you had a baby? He kicked you out. You didn't have a place to go. Oh my, what a monster! Look what he did to his own sister. Look at this poor woman. Look at her pores. Look how poor she is. You know, it's just.
It's gonna have like the glossy dream like style cinematography like Oprah.
You're gonna ask Candace, can I stay over for dinner?
And how much money did he give you?
She had to go to a battered women's shelter. Like, you guys hear me? A battered women's shelter. Disgusting.
I could AI make that right now if I wanted to.
Dude, if it was the 90s, she would have a talk show like Oprah. She would be having a talk show like Oprah.
Oh yeah, she would. She's a very ambitious, like ambitious without a conscience. Yeah, that's Candace Owens.
Yeah. She's very ambitious. It's dangerous.
And how much money did he give you? He gave me $10 for a cab ride. It said go away. Oh, honey. So keep rolling. Keep the cameras rolling. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it rolling.
Get a close up of her tears.
Falling.
You just said get a close up of her
tears. Her tears.
Biblical tears
falling from her tear ducts. Get a close up.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's fucking get this video over.
Crumpled up napkin.
Shut up. There we go.
To them as authenticity. And it was not you. They were not getting that from Charlie's closest friends. Why is that? They weren't getting that from Charlie's most loved pastors. Why is that? Don't blame me for the bad energy that you exuded, okay? Don't blame me for the fact that you didn't pass the gut check with the public. That's why you're doing this, okay? That is why you are doing this, because your strategy failed. In fact, this is your old school turning point before they put on the faith pants. This is your old school turning point lesson in what the free markets are. The free market saw what you were offering, right? And they saw what I was offering. You were offering, we should accept this and move on. And I was saying, we need to investigate this. And the free markets said no to Turning Point USA. Anyways, let him take this away in terms of what he thought, I guess, was the best way to be a friend
like
to Charlie Kirk. What did he
WWE
think was the best way for them to show
version
that they were
of
friends with
Temple.
Charlie Kirk? Keep going, Blake.
But a week from now, it's going to be 3 months since Charlie's murder.
It's subject.
Candace has not changed her behavior.
Wait, did you say that this guy is gay on
to
the right?
spread falsehoods about Charlie's.
What?
Did you say this guy was gay?
No.
I said WWE.
WWE 2K16.
No.
When
You were
James
talking
made
about
a character of Temple. That's what the guy actually
Oh,
looks like.
okay.
That's what he actually looks
Yeah,
like.
this guy does look like Tim Pool, but he's got more balls than Tim Pool, man.
Yeah,
You
he's
know
not
I
afraid
don't
to
mean
show it, bro. He's like, yeah, listen.
James made a character of what?
of Tim Pool
and Ben Shapiro, and he gave them like the girl mannerism entrances and all that shit. Whatever. Okay, here we go.
Sorry.
What did you think was the best way for them to show that they were friends with Charlie Kirk?
Yeah.
But a week from now, it's going to be 3 months since Charlie's murder. Candace has not changed her behavior. She has continued to spread falsehoods about Charlie's friends, and she continues to concoct new ones about new people. She's using these falsehoods to enrich herself while dividing the conservative movement at an absolutely critical time for this country.
Dividing the conservatives.
I have to applaud that
lame,
audacity. I have to applaud it. You do. You have to applaud
Candace.
it. These, excuse me here, but like, I'm trying not to swear. These men, okay, this company, these amazing lads over here.
What were you gonna say, Candace?
Have the audacity to accuse me of enriching myself.
What's
When they were out there selling T-shirts, okay, of what Charlie died in to enrich themselves. Were they giving those T-shirts away for free at the Staples Centers? No, they were selling kit of what
Staples
Charlie
Center.
died in to the tune of $80 million plus that they made in the first 3 weeks. Okay,
$5
they
million.
made their entire budget for the year in the first couple of weeks following Charlie's assassination, and they are attacking me with zero proof that I've made a single dollar off of Charlie's assassination. I did not
You did,
sell
though.
a cup. I did not sell
Bro.
a mug. Okay,
What
You
all I
got
did
shut
was
bag
do
off
what I
Oh,
already
this,
do
bro.
for a
She
living.
got bag off.
bro? No. Bro,
That's-
how many commercials she sold in the last 3 months that we've listened to? Oh,
She
shit.
made her own CIA mugs, CIA T-shirts and hats. Where it's what is it
Selling
called?
gold now.
Uh,
She's selling gold now.
well, okay, those are regular ads, right? That she normally gets paid for.
No, but it's ads during this. It's ads during this.
Yes, but she actually sold what, the Candace Investigative Agency or some shit like that, right? CIA, Candace Investigative Agency. She sold these things, and that's in context to what?
Charlie.
Her investigating the whole Charlie Kirk thing, or anything else that she investigates. But still, like, come on, Candace,
might
you
say
made
which
a lot of money
And
off of
what was
this.
it last week? Late last week, she like pretty much fabricated a story. In my opinion, she fabricated a story linking the French government to Charlie's death, which also links her to
Yeah.
to that story somehow. It is like you're clearly using Charlie's death to propel a story. In my
Well,
opinion,
Here's the thing, like, even if she's like, you know what, I'm gonna demonetize every video I make about Charlie Kirk, right? She still became #1 podcast off of the Charlie Kirk story.
Yeah.
So thus, you're just be honest about it. There's no reason to lie about it. Just be honest about it. Like, hey, I am making more money than I did before. But you know what? I am rich already. Like, I say no to all the advertisements and all the whatever the fuck I do. Guess what? My husband's 100 fucking millionaire, or whatever the fuck he is, right? I'm still rich. I'm chilling. There's no reason to like hide that other than PR, right? In my opinion, that'd be the only reason to hide any of that stuff, or like kind of try to like make up like a story about it to make yourself look innocent about anything. No reason to do that. Just be like, yeah, I am rich. What the fuck about it? Why do that? But here we go.
A single dollar off of Charlie's assassination. I did not sell a cup. I did not sell a mug. Okay. All I did was do what I already do for a living. Okay. I podcast and I investigate things. I investigate things that I feel passionate about. Sometimes it's Kamala's genealogy when she's saying she wants to be the president and things aren't making sense. And I sense that she's
Jesus
lying.
Christ.
Sometimes it's Blake Lively and Ryan
Here we go.
Reynolds when they
So clearly, literally
try to
nothing
destroy
of
a
value.
man's life.
I mean,
Or
she's
investigate
selling her
the
other
clown.
seasons, Anthony.
Yeah.
She's selling season 1 and season 2 of the Candace
Clown
show.
They're clown show topics.
But they could be very entertaining though. So like, shut up. Screw you, bro. How dare you?
No, they are entertaining.
Get on Candace's level, bro. How dare you?
They are entertaining, but also very sleazy.
Here we go.
To be the president and things aren't making sense, and I sense that she is lying. Sometimes it's Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds when they tried to destroy a man's life who's not even on my quote unquote political team. Sometimes it's Brigitte and why we are colluding with nations to cover the obvious fact that Brigitte was born a male. And this
She's
time
naming all her
it's
seasons.
personal and it's you.
I better hear
You
our
know what
cake too.
all of these investigations have in common? Liars who lie and think that the public is too stupid to see through their lies. That is how we got into this. Okay? I did not sell anything. You did that. You guys did that. You guys continued to do that. You guys wanted to just move on and to grift off of Charlie's legacy. I dedicated myself to figuring out who murdered him. So, anyways, he does get to the point here, which is that they are willing to finally address things head on. So I will let Blake say that.
Pause.
And far too often, we here have heard from ordinary people, people who loved Charlie and who Charlie loved so much in return. These people have expressed the worry that we are staying silent out of cowardice or as some sort of tacit admission that some of the attacks are true. Neither is the case. Our silence has never been, and it will never be, equal to complacency or approval. Still, we decided Charlie would not allow this to go on. Charlie was not a coward. Charlie was a fighter. Charlie would not allow someone to spread lies about the people closest to him with impunity. And he would feel ashamed if other people were stepping up to defend his friends while he never did so himself. Candace has mentioned several times.
They all invoke Charlie
the ball is
in their own names.
So here's what is going to happen.
Well, he's a saint,
in the near future,
figure.
There will be a live stream
not in
here
reality,
Phoenix,
but
where we address in a clear and comprehensive way the claims and accusations, the false accusations that have been made.
I hear them talk about Charlie a lot more than
and the people
talk
here
about
at Turning
Jesus.
Point.
Even though
to walk through everything
their brand
carefully
is
and
Jesus.
thoroughly. If Candace is
Part of the
available,
brand, for
we
sure.
would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix. At this point, we believe the ball is back in her court. Our motivation for doing this is not out of any obligation to Candace. It is about honoring Charlie. We feel a deep responsibility to protect his legacy, his work, and the truth. I feel that. I owe Charlie everything in my life.
What?
Hey, yo.
Immensely.
Hey, yo.
And that is why we...
That's kind of a crazy statement. Okay.
That's a crazy statement, bro.
Yeah, that's very great. Okay.
What's the leader of the Mormons? Like the John Smith or what? That's what this fucker's trying to make Charlie.
The Joseph Smith?
Yeah.
Joseph Smith. Charlie's Joseph Smith now.
Dum 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 dum.
TPUSA religion.
I guess so.
The congregation of TPUSA.
John Smith found the Mormon Church.
I thought it was Joseph Smith. John Smith is the Pocahontas guy, right?
Oh yeah.
Get his Joseph Smith.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Feel compelled to speak clearly and openly now. We'll have more on this in the near future.
Yay! Finally, you didn't have to get through all that shade that you were throwing me to get to the point that you were willing to answer questions, okay? Because that's what Charlie did for a living.
She is a psychopath.
How could you guys think that you were just going to continue on and pretend like people asking meaningful questions was somehow an attack? That's what he did for a living. He stood up on college campuses and he debated people. And he sat there principally and debated people because he felt
she literally coerces people into making statements.
Yeah, he shaked his ass.
She's forcing them to, basically.
You guys
We're
have
not
been
mention that though,
actually
Candace, right? He
acting and
shaked his ass.
embodying the opposite of Charlie Kirk's
You
spirit.
know the first rule of journalism is
It was
make sure
one
you're
big
the story.
character assassination. And it wasn't to me. That's what you guys don't understand. You're
It's
not
your
attacking
Nightcrawler,
me.
yeah.
You are
Or
attacking
at the very
millions
least, a
of
part
people
of
around
the
the world who watched a man, an innocent man,
There is a movie about this.
Russia, Ukraine.
and
Candace
then
is-
watched what felt very much like
Yeah, Candace is directly attached to Ukraine, Russia. by her own
Ukraine's
investigation.
future hangs in the future of the Ukrainian people hangs in the balance of Candace.
This is true.
Candace is willing to sacrifice them in order for the truth.
In order to troll Brigitte Macron.
For the truth.
She wants to sacrifice him.
And wars may continue and assassination attempts for it's like what the fuck? Oh yeah, she wants to talk about somebody's balls. That's why like that's what this is all about.
I'm gonna show this again for. I'm done watching Candace. I just wanted to see that portion, but I'm gonna show this again for the people that were not in the Discord when I showed this earlier. Once again, right? What's the idea? She has French Legionnaire assassins and Israeli assassins looking to like kill her, right?
Oh yeah.
But why the fuck is she out in public like this?
Dollywood.
What the fuck is this? What is that? Why is she out in public like that? If it's like there's assassins looking to kill her, bro.
In whack ass Tennessee, bro.
Not only showing her like her kind of immediate location, but also, you know, time of day, all this shit, all of it's shown. For once again, a tactical.
Bro.
We kill people like this, motherfuckers. Like you just gave them a layup if they wanted to, right?
Even dumbass rappers know not to do this shit.
Some like, yeah, I'm at your McDonald's right now, bro. I'm waiting.
I'm right now, man.
I'm on your block right now, bro. Getting
That
chicken McNuggets.
I'm at Roscoe's in Lakewood. Yo, chicken. I ain't checking in with nobody. Candace ain't check in, bro.
Oh shit. Either way, fuck. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Is it more just television? Like, I really want to like hear answers for that. As far as fans of Candace and people that don't like Candace, what do you think? Is it strictly just is it a fucking TV show we're watching, or is it all legit and worth all this effort and all this unethical style journalism? Is it worth it, you know? Or is it even, like, real? But you guys tell me. Also, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, sign up for the Discord if you want to do that. We're in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome. And obviously, everything I showed you in this video will be linked in that same description box for you to look at on your own. And with all that said, give this video a thumbs down. Give this video a thumbs down. Got the RSFA.